over 321, well, actually, it was over 9,300 officers involved. But out of the 9,300, over 321 of them had to file a lawsuit with LAPD after their personal information was leaked because they were undercover officers. I mean, I feel sorry and bad for the officers and their families. Welcome to my world where all is well. I'm the thinker who thinks the thoughts that create the things. I'm also the proud queen chief of 3 Kings. Today is Saturday, October the 7th, 2023, and it's currently 17:38 hours. Hundreds of undercover Los Angeles cops to file lawsuit after personal info was released online. And because this personal information was released online, a X, formerly known as Twitter, a person on there, his name was Killer Cop, but they was able to get him removed from X. He put a $2,000 bounty on these undercover officers. Some of these undercover officers had to move. The operations and the things they were involved in had to end. The name of this group was Watch the Watchers, and they filed for an open records request where they were given the names, addresses, badge numbers, ethnicity of these undercover officers. Now, I think one area LAPD can improve in is with the open request section. If they are an undercover officer, don't even let the people in the open request, the communications department, even know. Don't even put them in a whole separate unit away from LAPD, is how I feel. I think that's the way. I don't know if it's possible. I think that's a way to make sure these undercover officers, that this never happens again. Some of them have quit. Threats have been made against some of these undercover officers and their families, and they've had to move, quit. There is a LA protective union that is trying to help these officers, but I think this is ridiculous. And Robert Rico is the one of the people who's responsible for Watch the Watchers, and he's saying he's trying to stop the LAPD spying coalition. But what I don't understand from Mr. Robert Rico, say for instance one of your family members was an undercover cop, or one of your family members was involved in a crime and they needed an undercover cop to find out who committed this crime. How would you feel? I mean, I understand open records requests. I understand you want information on certain particular officer, but there comes to a limit where common sense has to be used. If anybody is working undercover, just let them remain undercover. There's no reason the open records department should have had access to these undercover officers' information. Even if they had access to it, it should have been something on there where they should have known that, hey, this is a UC or this is a CI. We are not to give out their information to anybody whatsoever. I don't know what the legal ramifications is of that, but I hope that these 321 officers who did decide to file a lawsuit against LAPD for being responsible for allowing their information to get released, and it's just damaging and heartbreaking for these officers. I wish them all well. I don't wish any hurt, harm, danger, or death to come upon them. I don't see any reason why any of the citizens in LA would need to know who these undercover officers are. I can't think of any reason. I mean, unless you're a bad guy and you are out to destroy one of these undercover officers. So in my opinion, all of their information should have remained undercover. There's no reason why that information should have been given to the watchers or to anybody. But I wish them all well. I hope that they receive whatever they're asking for in this lawsuit, and that they're able to keep their families and homes safe and themselves safe. Because we don't know, and God forbid something tragic happened because of this. It's just awful. It really is. But I'm praying for their comfort and strength. And officers go through, they risk their lives already just by being an officer. Then they become undercover, and then their cover is blown from within. God bless them. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for turning on that notification bell. I love you. I appreciate you. I thank God for you. All is well. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And may my whole life prove that God is good.